streets of the Czech capital. Barrel organists, also called grinders, came from all over Europe to share their enthusiasm of the mechanical instruments made up of bellows and pipes contained in a wooden box. Many of the machines date back to the early 1900s. These enthusiasts say the barrel organ would be forgotten if it wasn't for them. I think that's safe to say. This year's gathering was the 6th International Organ Grinders Festival in Prague. I bet it's hard to find those music strips.
That's kind of fascinating, isn't
fascinating.
it? Yeah.
It's kind of cool. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow, News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.
Right now at 5, a woman is in the hospital after being shot on State Street. What Madison police are saying about the incident.
Nearly 24 years after being found, human remains have been identified in Grant County.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with News 3 Now. A woman is in the hospital tonight after she was shot on State Street this afternoon.
Our Amy Reed joins us now to give us the latest. Amy?
Things have returned back to normal here on State Street. The police have opened this 200 block back up. But earlier this afternoon, a woman was shot getting into an SUV here on State Street. Police said she knew the person who shot her, and now they're trying to determine if it was accidental or on purpose. Either way, they say there's no further threat to public safety, and they said this has nothing to do with the fact that it was State Street. It could have happened anywhere.
This was somebody getting picked up here. This was not a situation where there was a problem on State Street and it rose to the point of gunfire. What we have is somebody who is getting in to get a ride from somebody that she knows, and a gun goes off. And again, whether that was an accidental discharge or something intentional, that's what our detectives are trying to figure out.
Police have already towed away the SUV where this happened. As far as injuries go, police said when they got on scene, the woman was alert and talking. Again, there is no threat to public safety at this time.
Amy Reed live on State Street. Amy, thank you.
We have some breaking news out of Philadelphia at this hour. CBS Philly says 4 officers have been shot in the city, and another police officer suffered a non-shooting injury during that incident. The CBS Philly helicopter was over the scene where police could be seen taking a man into custody. It is not clear what his role was in the incident. Police say it is an active and ongoing shooting situation. We will have the latest at Channel3000.com. Juneau County Sheriff's Office investigating a fatal crash involving a car and a bicycle. Deputies say this happened yesterday morning around 8:30 on U.S. Highway 12 at Highway 16 near New Lisbon. Investigators say a car and bicycle were both traveling east. A male was pronounced dead at the scene. His name is being withheld.
Officials in Grant County are working to get a headstone that names a man found dead nearly 24 years ago.
For decades, he's only been known as John Doe. Danica Lewis is here to explain what helped solve this mystery. Danica?
Well, Eric and Susan, the Grant County coroner reopened this case earlier this year, and now a family can officially lay their loved one to rest. Let's take a look here. This is the current gravesite where this man was buried. In the fall of 1995, deputies found human remains in a wooded area of off Highway 151, that is. That's in the southern part of Grant County. At the time, the coroner was able to figure out that the man died of a heart condition, but not who he was. Thanks to advancements in fingerprinting technology, the FBI obtained prints on those remains and identified him as Gail Joseph Byers.
Other agencies, if they've got some old cases that they have some evidence on, whether it be DNA or fingerprints or something, that now they can send it in, and hopefully the FBI, with their new software system, which is something relatively new for them, that hopefully they can get a match on their case as well.
Byers would have been in his mid-50s when he died. Officials have been able to track down family members who want to leave his remains where they were buried. That said, Byers did serve in the Marines, so Veteran Services is also working to see if military benefits could cover a new headstone at the gravesite that actually displays his real name. Sheriff Dreckman hopes to have that figured out over the next month or so.
All right. Danica Lewis reporting. Hi, Danica. Thank you.
Sure.
2 men were taken to a hospital after a 2-car crash in Livingston Monday morning. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says 18-year-old Christopher Leitzinger of Linden said he was driving west on County Highway X and could not see the stop sign ahead because of the fog. He hit 57-year-old Rick Scott's car on the passenger side. Officials say Scott's car rolled a couple times before coming to rest on its wheels in the ditch. Police said both men were transported to a hospital. Leitzinger was cited.
A Madison man was arrested last night after trying to break into a home. Madison police say it happened at 11:45 p.m. on the 1800 block of East Washington Avenue. Police say the homeowner heard a noise and then found 36-year-old Daniel Cleary attempting to get into his home. Police said a struggle ensued between the homeowner and Cleary, which ended with Cleary losing his backpack and running away. Police later found him, and he claimed he was just trying to get into the home to use the telephone.
All right, let's get a look at your first alert weather now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joining us from the weather patio. Gary?
Been a pretty cloudy day across much of southern Wisconsin. That's held temperatures down. There also have been a few showers. And visible cloud tracking, you can see the clouds pretty much confined to southern Wisconsin. The northern part of the state has had more sunshine. And you can see just a few light showers, mainly in and around Dane County, drifting toward the south. Most of these should be out of the way by mid to late evening. Current temperatures are in the upper 60s to the lower 70s where there's cloud cover. Notice farther to the north, temperatures actually start to increase a little bit as you head north of La Crosse. Dew-point temperatures have come down a bit, but still are in the lower to middle 60s. The air is a little bit drier to the north and east as that dry air spreads southeastward. That'll put an end to the rain chances. Otherwise, look for cloudy skies overnight. Low temperatures dropping into the mid to upper 50s by morning. Tomorrow, look for a pleasant day with a high of 76. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
All right, Gary, thank you. A lot of focus on the truck itself in day 3 of the Columbia County trial of Wayne Murphy.
He is the Indiana man accused of driving under the influence of prescription drugs and crashing into a school bus filled with middle schoolers on the interstate last May. Charlotte DeLeste is here now with more details on today's hearing. Charlotte.
Susan and Eric, an inspector with the State Patrol, was responsible for examining the truck to make sure it didn't have a mechanical issue that contributed to the crash that seriously injured 5 students on the bus. He said a month after the crash, they repaired a wheel damaged in the crash and test drove it. And he said the truck performed perfectly. Prosecutors also tried to rule out a potential defense theory that the truck was top heavy with its load of baked goods. The inspector said that's something an experienced driver should be able to handle.
And it would probably be on, for me, it would be like a wind situation. We'd have to have some pretty decent winds where it would make it unstable. But unstable to what point? An experienced driver who's been driving thousands and thousands of miles, a professional, would know how to drive with a top-heavy trailer.
Sergeant Krischer also testified the truck was loaded with baked goods and that there were indications based on his investigation that Murphy did a poor pre-trip inspection before he hit the road that day. Murphy himself is still expected to testify in his own defense before the trial wraps up, which could be by the end of the week.
All right, Charlotte, thank you.
Thanks, Charlotte. A Wisconsin man who authorities were looking for more than 3 years has been captured. Jeremiah Button's jury trial in Portage County was just 2 weeks away when he disappeared in early 2016, charged with first-degree sexual assault of a child and possession of child pornography. Button had been out on a $25,000 cash bond for a year and a half when he ran away and built a bunker in the township of Ringel. Button told investigators he survived by getting items from a nearby landfill. A concerned hunter called police last Friday, and that's when police arrested him. He's expected to be back in court in September.
And then I come around the corner a little bit, and there he is, laying in his bed. I mean, I was shaking when I went in. I was shaking when I went out.
Button, as we mentioned, is scheduled to be back in court in September for a pretrial hearing.
Police say a man found passed out behind the wheel at an Eau Claire gas station is now facing his 12th drunk driving charge. 60-year-old Keith Bondi from Elkhorn was arrested Saturday at a Quick Trip. Authorities say Bondi told officers he had 5 or 6 beers 2 hours before he got to the gas station. Officials say Bondi had a blood alcohol of 0.23, nearly 3 times the legal limit. Bondi appeared in Eau Claire Circuit Court yesterday, where bond was set at $10,000 cash.
Rock County could soon see a new provider for birth to 3 care or services for children with developmental or cognitive disabilities. The county board is meeting now to see if they will move to a new provider. Parents have raised concerns as to whether this will change the level of care provided, but the county says that's not true.
I just want families to know that the Human Services Department is committed to high-quality, family-centered services for those who need birth to 3 services, and that we want them to have confidence that their needs will be met and that we care about their perspective on what their family needs, and we don't want them to be anxious about that.
We'll continue to follow this story and provide updates tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
No Republicans have signed onto a letter supporting a paralyzed Democratic lawmaker who wants to be able to call into some meetings when he's not able to get there in person. Representative Jimmy Anderson of Fitchburg released the letter today that was signed by all 35 of his Democratic colleagues, but not a single of these 63 Republicans. Anderson sent that letter to the Republican Assembly Speaker Robin Vos. He has repeatedly denied Anderson's request for accommodations, including not holding floor sessions overnight and allowing him to call into committee meetings. That is currently barred under Assembly rules. Speaker Vos has accused Anderson of, quote, political grandstanding. Vos has offered to provide Anderson with recordings of hearings he missed, but not let him phone in. The Iowa County Humane Society is asking for funds to help replace its building's roof that was damaged during the wet spring season. They say due to the damage and the age of that roof, it cannot be patched anymore, and it simply needs a full replacement. To get a new roof, the Humane Society needs to raise $53,000. It's hoping to do so by September 1st. Donations can be made on our website, channel3000.com.
It's estimated that parents will spend almost $700 sending their kids back to school this year. That's according to the National Retail Federation. So as you do your shopping over the next few weeks, experts have some simple money-saving tips. First, spread out your purchases. Look for when the deals are. And if you're picking up bulk items, divvy them up. Siblings or friends can easily split a 24-pack of pens or several reams of paper. And perhaps the best piece of advice, go shopping at home first, because you might be surprised what you find lying around. Remember, whether you're at the store or at home, experts say, get your kids involved.
I think it's a great opportunity to role model with your children about how to spend money and how not to overspend. So it's a good opportunity to be a good role model and talk to your children about, well, these are the things we need. Let's get the things we need, but let's watch the cost as well.
News 3 Now this morning is getting you and your family ready to head back to school all month. Tomorrow, Leah and Josh will be talking to a medical expert about how you can talk to your kids through any anxiety they might be feeling about heading back to school.
And more local news, the Madison Mallards are moving on. They defeated the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters last night 6-0 to capture the Great Lakes West Subdivision Championship. So they're heading to Traverse City to take on the Pitt Spitters in a one-game divisional championship game tonight in Traverse City. The winner will take on either Eau Claire or Wilmar in the Northwoods League championship game. More to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, President Trump postpones a round of tariffs on major Chinese goods. How that delay could impact your holiday shopping.
And then coming up tonight at 6, after recent mass shootings, some Baraboo residents are concerned about a new shooting range that is opening this fall. We'll tell you what the owner is saying in response.
Fears of an economic slowdown trigger an 800-point dive for the Dow today. The Nasdaq lost 242 points. The S&P dropped 86. We'll be right back.
President Trump announced he is delaying a 10% tariff on billions of dollars of major Chinese goods until December. Cell phones, laptops, video game consoles, shoes, some toys, and clothing will not be taxed until December 15th. Economists say the tariffs would have cost the average American household an extra $270 a year. That is on top of the 25% tariff already in place on $250 billion worth of Chinese imports.
The tariffs won't just be something that, as Trump erroneously claims, brings money into the U.S. Treasury, but can have actual impact on the purchasing power of American citizens.
China has already announced it will not buy U.S. farm goods, leading to concerns in the heartland. Without Chinese buyers, the USDA is predicting a surplus of soybeans this year, which means farmers will get a lower price for their crops.
More than 24 states, including Wisconsin, are challenging the Trump administration's decision to roll back restrictions on coal-burning power plants. President Trump, who campaigned on bringing back coal jobs, has been working to replace the Obama-era Clean Power Plan, which sets limits on carbon pollution at existing power plants. The Trump administration finalized its new plan back in June, arguing it'll give states more flexibility to upgrade coal plants and help middle-income Americans with rising energy costs.
The Trump administration is giving the coal industry more leeway. The purpose of the Clean Air Act is to put national limits on dangerous air pollution.
We are working cooperatively with the states to provide an affordable, dependable, and diverse supply of energy that continues to get cleaner and more efficient.
Now, the legal battle is expected to last years, and it could make its way to the U.S. Supreme Court.
A court in Sweden has found American rapper A$AP Rocky guilty of assault after a street brawl 2 months ago. The 30-year-old, whose real name is Rakim Myers, told the court that he and 2 members of his entourage were just defending themselves during a street fight in Stockholm in June. But the court says it wasn't a case of self-defense and that the rapper assaulted a 19-year-old man by hitting and kicking him. Assault carries a maximum sentence of 2 years in Sweden. The court gave A$AP Rocky and his team conditional sentences, meaning they won't go to prison unless they commit a similar offense in the country again.
All right, let's look at your first alert weather now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
It's been a cloudy, cool day today across southern Wisconsin. Temperatures have only been in the upper 60s and lower 70s, but the showers have been pretty widely scattered. There still are a few sprinkles out there, but even these have been diminishing as they drift toward the south. Most of those should be over with by about mid-evening. A little wider radar perspective shows these showers moving from north to south as the circulation around an upper-level low-pressure system moves eastward into parts of Indiana and Ohio. So these showers and thunderstorms are moving toward the east or east-northeast, and everything on the backside is drifting toward the south. Now, things will be pretty quiet for tomorrow. The next weather system will affect us on Friday. Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms into southwestern Wisconsin. I think the best threat will probably be early in the morning on Friday, and then we may see a break for much of Friday and Saturday before the next round of showers and thunderstorms arrive Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, off and on into Sunday. You can see precipitation amounts at least through early Saturday morning, generally around 1/3 of an inch through southern Wisconsin. There'll be heavier amounts, of course, if you get caught underneath a heavier thunderstorm, but most of this, I think, will be tomorrow night. The live view from the Quimby Radio Skycam in Platteville shows some breaks in the clouds there and some sunshine coming through, whereas the WISC Skycam, a little more cloud cover here with just a couple of breaks of little patches of blue sky there. The Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison looking toward the southeast. A little sunshine in the capital, but otherwise skies are mostly cloudy, and that's held temperatures down quite a bit today. High temperature so far only 71, the low temperature 62. Right now our temperature is 70 degrees. Skies are mostly cloudy. Winds are out of the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. The dew point temperature has dropped off a little bit to 61 as some drier air has moved in from the north and east. You can see last night low temperatures were in the upper 40s to low 50s over northern Wisconsin. Cloud cover kept our temperatures in the lower 60s here, but later on tonight there might be some breaks in the clouds allowing temperatures to drop into the upper 50s. Current temperatures range from the low to mid 70s in eastern and southern Wisconsin, where there's a little more cloud cover. Areas farther to the north and west are in the middle 70s as they're getting some sunshine, but the dew point temperatures have dropped off a little bit. Now lower 60s here. The air has kind of dried out from north to south, so the higher areas of precipitation heading farther to the south down toward the Ohio River. Upper level winds also from the west-northwest, bringing in slightly cooler Canadian air. You can see some showers and storms to our east, a little batch to the west, moving more in a southeasterly direction. That'll probably stay to the southwest for tomorrow. So I'm thinking tomorrow should be a dry day, as at least a weak area of high pressure starts to move in from the west. Temperatures, for the most part, will be pretty mild. Right now, we're around 70. You can see these readings out to the west, more in the mid-70s, and that's what we'll expect for tomorrow. Humidity levels shouldn't be too bad. The 70-degree dew points down across southern Missouri now, 60-degree dew points pretty much from Madison southward, but the air to the north is a little drier, so that allows us to cool off a bit more at night. You can see on future track the skies staying generally cloudy overnight, but tomorrow we'll see some at least skies turn partly sunny with high temperatures in the mid-70s. Then the next chance of showers and storms moves in tomorrow night, and most of that should move out early on Friday. The rest of the day, maybe just a chance of a shower or thunderstorm, and then we could see another round of showers and thunderstorms perhaps Saturday night and Sunday as the next weather system moves in from the west. So our forecast for tonight calls for mostly cloudy skies, shower, maybe an isolated thunderstorm early this evening, low temperature at 57, so a little cooler than last night. Tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 76 degrees with partly sunny skies. We should be dry during the day. On future track, again, those showers move out to the south overnight. Low temperatures drop into the upper 50s. Partly sunny skies for tomorrow with highs in the mid-60s. Tomorrow night, the best chances of showers and thunderstorms late at night into early on Friday morning. And then much of the day Friday will probably be dry with maybe just a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. High temperatures again in the middle 70s. Rainfall amounts around 1/3 of an inch, but there could be some heavier amounts in a heavier thunderstorm. Other areas, not as much rain. 7 to 10 day forecast, back to the low 80s for the weekend. Temperatures still in the low to mid 80s for much of next week. Maybe a thunderstorm chance Monday night and Tuesday. Better chances toward the end of the week. As we take a look at first alert traffic right now, slowdowns on the eastbound Beltline, very typical. That's the view of Park Street and the Beltline. Westbound traffic moving a little more steadily. Right now, delays eastbound on the Beltline from around Monona Drive back to around Verona Road. Westbound, just a few minor pockets of delays between Fish Hatchery Road and Park Street. Also a few delays northbound on US 12 heading out of Middleton. Right now, 26-minute commute on the Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate. Only 16 minutes going back in the westbound direction. If you're heading out of Madison, look for a 27-minute commute on I-3990 from the Beltline down to Janesville. 18 minutes to Sauk City on US 12 and 21 minutes to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Gary.
Still ahead on News 3 Now at 5, how virtual reality is helping people escape. The story after a short break. Stay with us. Unplugging from the phone and other technology can help people relax.
But now, plugging into a fully immersive experience may be a new way to get away from it all. Joy Benedict explains.
I'm doing well. I'm ready to relax.
Lauren Felton is getting ready to go on a trip.
Thank you.
No packing required.
Have you done any VR before?
I have not.
Virtual reality is taking her to a digital oasis while the massage chair relaxes her body.
Just like that space in my mind to just have my own thoughts and not have my kids saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy," for, 20 minutes.
Micah Jackson is the creator of a new digital spa in Los Angeles called Escapes. He originally made the VR environments to help him cope with his high-pressure job in corporate design. But soon Micah saw a business opportunity.
I've made 10 escape environments that are unique only to this location.
Destinations include a tropical retreat or a beach at sunset. Customers can even visit Morocco at twilight.
But this is so much more than watching a video and sitting in a massage chair. It's a completely immersive experience that is really testing all my senses.
There are fans, heat lamps, and even aromatherapy all timed to the computer program.
I could see the wind flowing through the trees, and then I could feel the breeze going across my body.
Virtual reality relaxation is also growing online. There are plenty of apps, including one called Guided Meditation VR that allows users to plug in at home.
You can bring peace, calm, and joy back into your life.
These apps provide sights and sounds, but not the full immersive experience like Escapes.
Welcome back.
Wow, that was so cool.
The company is hoping to expand, giving more people the ability to find the reboot they need. Joy Benedict, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And stick around, we'll have another check of your forecast in just a moment.
On tonight's CBS Evening News, our interview with a woman who says she was abused by Jeffrey Epstein when she was a teenager, how she says she was recruited and what she wants to happen to his alleged co-conspirators. Eye on America, CBS News special contributor Maria Elena Salinas on how migrant families are struggling after last week's ICE raids. Why haven't employers been arrested? And meet the trailblazing soccer referee who took a men's final by storm. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
A little cloudy out there tonight.
It's been cloudy all day. That's held temperatures down, but actually comfort-wise wasn't too bad. A few sprinkles out there. Those will be gone probably in the next hour or two. Temperatures right now, upper 60s to around 70. Be a few degrees warmer for tomorrow. Dew point temperatures are coming down, so it's not quite as humid. Highs mid-70s next couple of days, low 80s for the weekend, and then generally low to mid-80s for much of next week.
All right, join us in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.